this is Maker's Mark, cellar aged. This needs no introduction, I don't think. If you know anything about whiskey, you know that this is like the big release right now. I've been looking every day for this bottle. Since I heard that they were starting to drop, I've been out every day looking, and I just randomly found it. I decided to stop by Wine World on the way home after having a beer with my dad just to see, and sure enough, up on the top shelf behind the counter, there it was, sitting there, calling my name. I was like, I'll take that. I will take that, please. It was 180 bucks. I had it priced up 30 bucks. I didn't care. Give it to me. I am so excited for this bottle. I'm like nervous to open it. You ever get a bottle and you're just like, when do I open this? When do I try it? Like now is the time to try it. This is the occasion right here with you guys. We're gonna pop it open. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna give you my first impressions, my initial review. This will not be the last video that I do with this bottle. I am just so, in full disclosure, I think Maker's Mark might be my favorite distillery. They've never done a high-aged whiskey or bourbon like this before. They always say they age to taste, which I appreciate, right? They say when it tastes right, we pull it out, we bottle it, we ship it, we do it, right? I love their wood finishing series. I love Maker's 46. I've got the cask strength up here. I am so excited to try this. So this is, I actually got the sheet that came with it. I'll put a picture up of this. The guy was like, do you want the sheet? I asked him, do you have the box that it came in? He didn't have that. He already broke it down, but he did have the sheet that came with it that talks a little bit about it. This bottle is a marriage of 12-year-old bottles, 87% or 12-year-old bottles, and 13% or 11-year-old bottles. And what they've done is so cool. So they built this limestone cellar. So they'll age their bourbons in Kentucky like they typically do for about 6 years or so. And then they built this limestone cellar that they can keep the temperature at around 50 degrees year round. And then they age it for an additional, 5 or 6 years. And again, they said they aged it to taste, and then they pulled it when it was ready. This is going to be a yearly release. This is the first one they've ever done. Let's get into it. Enough talk. I want to taste this thing. So let's do it. To crack this bottle open. I'm so excited. Let's go. Man, the expectations and the anticipation for this, just from me, are so high. Here we go. How's the pop going to be on this one? It's going to be epic. Oh, yes. That was fantastic. As it should be. All right, the very first pour. Maker's Mark Cellar Aged 2023 edition. Here goes nothing. Cheers to you guys. Thank you for being here with me on this video and watching. And I appreciate it. Your views and your likes and your comments and subscriptions, all that stuff means a lot to me. So this is fun. I just kicked this channel off like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and the feedback's just been great. So thank you guys for being here. So cheers to you. I can already smell it from here. Oh yeah, it's got that Maker's smell to it. The nose. That is, it's like Maker's just amped up a bit. Oh, that's good. That's quite good. All right, here goes nothing. That is so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. The flavor, it hits you and it just stays. It just stays there. It just is so full of, oh my God, it's so full of flavor. Dude. Wow. They weren't joking. There's no bitterness there. The finish is perfect. The mouthfeel is excellent. The flavor is phenomenal. It is so flavorful. And you can taste the age, right? So it's there, but it doesn't detract from anything. It doesn't taste like overly aged. You can taste the influence of the barrels more than you can with a typical Maker's, which you would expect. But it's just like Maker's amplified. Oh my God. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. This might be The best glass of bourbon. And this is the initial pour. And I don't want to like overdo it, but this might be the best. And here's the deal. I've never had like the Hall of Fame bourbons before. Full transparency. I've never had top of the line like Weller's, like the William LaRue Weller. I've never had it. I've never had a George T. Stagg. I've never had a Pappy Van Winkle. Okay, I've never had any of those. So I don't know where this ranks. And people are trying to put this in the ranking with those. I have no idea. I don't know how those are. I can tell you, out of what I've personally drank, this might be the best that I've ever had. It might be. It's early. Definitely want to come back to it and see how it does. My guess is it's only going to get better. But God, it's so good. So this comes in at, what's the proof on this? 115.7 proof. It does not drink like 115 proof. I can tell you that. Boy, oh boy. This is just delicious. It is so full of flavor. Unbelievable. Wow. It actually is believable because this is kind of what I expected from it, but I was so nervous. This is an S tier bourbon. That's where, so when I'm thinking of rankings, I like the lists that they do. We have like S is like top of the top. You have A, it's great. B, good. C, not that great. And then you got like D and F, bad. This is an S tier bourbon, just straight up. If you see this, somehow, if you see this, and you see it for the $150 mark, I 100% recommend it. I just think this is a special occasion pour. Don't get me wrong. This isn't something you're gonna reach for every day and drink every day for $150. It's gotta be phenomenal to be paying this kind of money for a bourbon. I would buy another one of these in a heartbeat. I wouldn't think twice. I'd buy another one. God, it's so good. One more sip and then we're out of here. I'm gonna try and get like some friends together, some family together, have them taste it and get their thoughts on it too, and see what just a more casual bourbon drinker thinks of something like this, who hasn't had something like this. But I can tell you, as somebody who very much enjoys bourbon, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal bourbon, and I think it lives up to the hype and to the expectations, at least for me. So I love it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here for this review. Thanks for being here for my first pour of the bottle that I've been most excited to try. And thankfully, it lived up to the hype and the expectation. And so I hope you all get to find a bottle of it. I really do. I hope you get to find a bottle. I hope you get to try it and experience it. And if you do, I would love to know what you think about it. Am I just like a Maker's fan and everything they put out I just love? That could be the case. It could be. Maybe, I mean, this fits my flavor profile of what I enjoy. But I enjoy a lot. I enjoy a lot of different brands, but Maker's just always hits the mark for me. So let me know what you think, especially if you've had it. Let me know. Is it the hype or is this really a great bottle? And eventually I'll put it in some blinds too, and I can get some bottles that, you know, it makes sense to go up against. It wouldn't make sense going up against most bottles because it's just going to win. But if I can get my hands on some really great pours, I'd love to see where it, you know, stacks in the list of like amazing bottles. But yeah, I think that's it for this. This is a recommend without a doubt. Until next time, cheers.